What if I told you that every woman you meet is an open book, not the words she says, not the stories she tells you on the first few dates, that's the cover, that's the polished summary on the back, but the real story, the unedited chapters, the pain, the betrayals, the experiences that truly shaped her, she can't hide them. She broadcasts them every single second. Most men are just tuned to the wrong frequency. They listen for words when they should be watching for signals. Today, I'm giving you the right frequency. Forget interrogation. Forget asking what's your story. Here are the 5 powerful signs that reveal her past to you, without you ever having to ask a single question. 1. Her body talks before her mind can lie. Watch her closely. Don't stare, but observe. When the conversation is light and easy, her body is calm, relaxed, open. But the moment the topic shifts ... to something personal ... something that even hints at past relationships, family, or vulnerability, watch what happens. Her hand goes to her neck. She starts fidgeting with her jewelry. She adjusts the sleeve on her sweater, even though nothing is wrong with it. She picks up her phone ... not because it buzzed, but because it's a shield. These are called self-soothing gestures, and they are never, ever random. This is her subconscious mind screaming. It's saying, warning. This topic is close to a wound. Her body is reacting with a primal, fight or flight instinct. It's trying to create a physical barrier, or to comfort itself ... because the conversation feels unsafe. Most men miss this entirely. They hear her say, "Oh, I'm fine ... and they believe her. But the man who is truly paying attention ... he doesn't just hear the words. He sees her fingers tracing the rim of her glass. He sees her posture close off slightly. He understands that her body is telling a different story, a more honest one. This isn't about catching her in a lie. This is about understanding her discomfort, because that discomfort is a direct signal pointing to a chapter of her past she's not ready to read aloud. And just by noticing, you already know more than anyone she's ever met. 2. She confesses in code. Listen to the stories she tells you about other people. This is one of the most overlooked and most powerful windows into her soul. Women use projection as a way to safely test the waters. It's how she shares a piece of her story without the risk of exposing herself. When she says, "My friend Sarah dated this guy who was so insecure and controlling ... she's not just talking about Sarah. She's watching you. She's checking your reaction. Do you defend the guy? Do you show understanding? She's testing to see if you are a safe person to share her story of being controlled. When she casually mentions ... I know this girl who got cheated on. It was awful ... she's likely reliving her own betrayal. Listen to the emotion in her voice as she tells the story. Is it detached and factual? Or is it filled with a little too much anger, a little too much pain? That energy is the echo of her own experience. The details are breadcrumbs. Does she talk a lot about friends who can't commit? That might be her own fear of commitment. Does she talk about people being crazy in relationships? She might be talking about her own past behavior, or the behavior of an ex that deeply affected her. Most men just hear gossip. They nod along, but the wise man understands he's being given a piece of the puzzle. He doesn't need to say, "Was that you?" He just listens, and he connects the dots. He's learning her deepest fears and pains, because she's telling him, just not directly. 3. Her silence is a map. Silence is not empty space. It is full of answers. Pay attention to what she doesn't say. You'll be in a great conversation. The energy is flowing. You feel a connection. Then, you ask a seemingly innocent question. So, what was your last relationship like? And suddenly, it's like a wall goes up. The energy shifts. She gives a short, vague answer. It was complicated. Or she laughs it off and immediately changes the subject. Ooh, who wants to talk about that? Did you see that new movie? That pivot, that sudden silence, is a giant red flag. But not the kind you think. It's not a flag that says get away. It's a flag that says, here, the pain lives here. Her silence tells you exactly where the landmines are buried. Those boundaries weren't drawn by you, they were drawn by her past. She is fiercely protecting a wound that hasn't healed. The average man gets frustrated by this. He pushes, he prods. Why won't you tell me? Don't you trust me? And in that moment, he proves he can't be trusted with her truth. But the Stoic man, he does something different. He respects the silence. He sees the wall, and he understands it's there for a reason. He doesn't try to break it down, he simply offers a safe presence. And lets her know, without words, that he won't force her into a place that hurts. That respect, that understanding of her unspoken boundaries, is more powerful than any question you could ever ask. Real quick, before we get to the final two signs, which are the most critical, I want to give you something. I've put together a free guide called the Attraction Handbook. It dives deeper into the psychology of connection. If you're finding this useful, you'll want this. It's completely free for now. The link is in the description below. Go grab it. 4. Pressure reveals the person behind the mask. If you want to know who someone really is, don't watch them when life is perfect, watch them when things go wrong. When you're on a perfect date, the wine is flowing. She's laughing at your jokes. You're seeing her curated self, the highlight reel. The version of her she wants you to see. But what happens when the waiter spills a drink on her? What happens when you get stuck in traffic and you're late for your reservation? What happens when you have a minor disagreement? Pressure. That's when the mask slips. And her reaction is a direct reflection of every single thing she's been through. The betrayals, the family dynamics, the unresolved trauma, it all comes to the surface. Does she explode with anger over a small issue? That rage wasn't born in this moment. It was forged in a past where she felt powerless or unheard. Does she shut down completely, go cold and silent? That's a defense mechanism she learned. Likely from a chaotic environment where silence was the only way to stay safe. Does she immediately project blame onto you or someone else? She may have been in a relationship where taking responsibility meant being attacked. You're not just seeing how she deals with a bad situation. You're seeing the ghosts of her past show up in real time. This isn't about judging her. The Stoic approach is about understanding. When you can see her triggered reaction, and instead of reacting yourself, you can remain calm and steady. You become an anchor in her chaos, and that is something she has never experienced. 5. Her past is on autopilot. This is the easiest way to read her past. Look at her patterns. People do not break their patterns without deep, intentional work. They carry their habits, their scripts, from one relationship to the next. Look at her relationship history. Does she have a type? Does she always end up with emotionally unavailable men? Men she needs to fix, or men who treat her poorly? That's not a coincidence. That is a pattern written by her past. And she's replaying it with a new cast of characters. Look at her communication style. Does she avoid conflict at all costs? Or does she create drama out of nothing? These are learned scripts for how to handle intimacy and disagreement. Listen to her self-talk. Does she call herself too much? Does she say she's hard to love or broken? Those words were not born in a vacuum. They are echoes of what someone else once made her believe about herself. So many men get blindsided by this. They think they're dealing with her. In reality, they're dealing with her history. Her trust issues aren't about you. Her fear of abandonment isn't about you. Her emotional distance isn't about you. It's about everything that happened before you. Your job isn't to save her from her patterns. Your job is to see them clearly. And when you can see them without personalizing them, you become the one man who won't get tangled in her past. And that's when she finally feels safe enough to write a new future. So you see, you don't need to interrogate. Her past is in her posture, her projections, her silence at her reactions, and her patterns. It's all right there. If you know how to look, ... Now, I want to hear from you. This requires honesty. In the comments below, tell me which of these 5 signs you've seen before, but never truly understood until now. Just write "I see it now" and the number that hit you the hardest. And if this video gave you a new lens to look through, do me a favor and give it a like. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because understanding this is only the beginning.